Good afternoon, everyone. Today's story is The Cow of China. Our world has some amazing foods that have uses we have only begun to explore. Take the soybean, for example. This well known member of the legume or bean family represents one of the most nutritious foods known to humanity. The soybean has 3 times more protein than meat or eggs and 11 times more than milk. Also, it contains all the amino acids needed to keep us healthy. The Chinese cultivated the soybean 3,000 years ago. They used the sprouts as food, developed soy sauce, cooking oil, flour, and milk from the beans. In fact, the milk was so nutritious that the soybean became known as the cow of China. The Chinese used the soybean to develop what was originally called tofu, or bean curd, now known as tofu. Bean curd has become a primary substitute for meat in many dishes. The soybean became a popular plant for experimental agriculture in the United States in the 1920s and the 1930s. With about 10,000 varieties, it seemed that this amazing plant could provide a substitute for just about anything. One of the foremost proponents of the soybean products was Henry Ford, the automaker. Mr. Ford planted hundreds of varieties of soybeans on his farm in Michigan. He extracted the oil to produce paint and plastics. He ground the bean into meal to make horn buttons, instrument knobs, and accelerator pedals for automobiles. Ford, who even had thread made from the soybean fibers, was said to have worn a suit made from such fibers, complete with shirt and tie and topped off with a soybean hat. But when a goat ate the Illinois license plate made of soybean fiberboard, it dashed his hope of making a vegetable car. Today, soybean products include adhesives, skin creams, paint, printing ink, plastics, insulation, fire extinguisher foam, soap, and prescription drugs. Drug companies grow the antibiotic called streptomycin in soybean broth. One writer suggested that the soybean must have been the bean that inspired the fable, Jack and the Beanstalk. But a plant such as the soybean is no fairy tale. It is a very real example of the power of our Creator to bring forth such wonders out of the earth. As you look at these pictures, guys, you realize there's many different uses for soybean. And our verse today comes from Psalms 104, verse 14. He causes the grass to grow for the cattle and vegetation for the service of man, that he may bring forth food from the earth. As you look at some of these pictures, you see soybean sprouts, you've seen tofu, you've seen bean curd, you've seen the soybeans themselves, soybean oil, many different things. It's amazing how one little plant can produce so much, from food to everyday things that we need, from adhesives to printer ink. So stop and think about it. The next time somebody tells you the only way you can get protein is to eat meat, tell them, nope, soybeans provide protein that's better than meat. Y'all have a blessed day.